All right, so look, so now in the side control flow that we're doing, we did the top wrist lock to the straight arm bar with the little gooseneck on the end, the wrist lock on the end. But sometimes they're strong and they turn their arms down and in because they want to either get it back towards their chest to rescue it, or they put it on the floor so you can't get to it, right? And if they put it on the floor, I'll show you the two different versions, right? If they put it on the floor, how you move their body as opposed to moving their arm. And I will also show you the Coach Billy Robinson double wrist lock. I have to use the term double wrist lock because it's Coach Billy's.
Yes.
So whether it's Kimura or double wrist lock, whatever terminology you want to use, if you use Coach Billy Robinson stuff, you use his terminology. That's just the way it is, right? So we'll do the double wrist lock the way we were shown by Coach Billy, and it is, in my opinion, I think you would agree, it's the worst. It's the worst. So look, I'm doing all the things, right? So I went for the Americana, and I went for the straight arm. I tried to hit the gooseneck, but maybe he's loosey-goosey in his wrists, and it's just not working, or he's just strong, he turns his arm down now. I'm gonna go right immediately to, and first we'll do the double wrist lock, right? So I tried to hit this, he straightened it, I went to here, and he bent it down here, right? So first thing I wanna do is, again, I'm already grabbing here anyway from that straight arm, so I wanna make sure I grab here, and I'm gonna make this small here, boom, and get my wrist. And it's pretty much on already. But what I'm doing, I'm driving it into the mat here. So watch what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna let this off for a second so I show you what I'm doing with my body. I'm going to pull my chest, not 90 degrees from his head. I'm gonna put it over here, Coach Billy, 30 degrees. And believe me, he said 30 degrees, it was 30 degrees.
Or you got the cane.
Here, or you got the cane. So I'm gonna put my chest here, but I'm gonna slide it back to here. And then I'm going to put my leg on his head and push his head to the floor, and that's the key. So I'll keep it a little loose for now. So look, I'm gonna slide here like this, and you can hear, like if I put pressure here, it's pretty tight, you can hear him, right? And then look, this comes here, and he'll turn his head, just turn his head, so I'll put my nasty knee on it. I put this here, and then I'll pick up the Kimura double wrist lock from there. And that's with me not holding the arm. Just to be clear, that's not how you wouldn't hold the arm like that. I just wanted to show you how the body part is. Let's just turn this way, tie it on. Boom, right there. So without holding the arm, I'll just put my arms over here. I would slide down here, come out to about here, and then I'm gonna go here. So as opposed to, like you see, Jiu-jitsu or Judo, sometimes they'll throw their leg over like this and do it. I wanna be low to him, down here, and then I want this here, and I want to put my knee on his head, and I want to push it to the floor. So when I start lifting up this shoulder, his head and his shoulder start to come apart. I want to bring his head to the floor and his shoulder to the sky as I finish. So when I finish it here, here, and I come here, and I come here, and I push it. It's already on. And he's tight, but it's already on. As soon as you start pushing that head down and making the head do this, and the shoulder go the opposite way behind you, it's really pretty terrible, right? So when they switch from that, when we're here, and I get this, and I go for this, and he bends his arm down, boom, I catch this, I slide down low, and I put this here, and then I start to lift that up. But you'll find the key, again, is gonna be the grab on the hand, and getting your chest pressure here, and putting that inside of your knee, right on their face. If they're looking up, then you put your knee right on their nose, whatever. If your partner, tell them to look to the side if you want to be nice, whatever you want to do. But make sure when you drill it, don't be nice to the point where you don't put the pressure on their head. Put the pressure on their head and then slowly put the lock on, right? That's super important. You don't want to miss those pieces. The second thing, real quick, is if they put their hand to the floor and you can't get it off the floor, and you can't lift them, the goal now is for my hips to drive his head into his arm. And this one's really, really tough. This one literally scares me to the point, like if somebody gets me in it, I tap almost immediately because there's so much pressure going forward and pushing my shoulder on my arm behind my back that I have bad shoulders, that it's gonna explode. So when I get to here and he puts his arm on the floor hard and I'm trying to lift here, so watch what I do. I go here, I lift a little bit, I'm just gonna move him with my hips. So kind of what it looks like is I'm just doing this. I'm just moving my hips to him as the arm is pushed into the floor. And I'm just driving his head and his upper body over his hand, as opposed to me trying to take his hand, lift his shoulder and put it behind his back. So I'm using his body to go over as opposed to, right? So when they're strong, they go, you can't have it. They put their hand on the floor and they put all their weight into it, and you can't lift anything, drive their head over their arm. And just let that spot be the spot where they have their hand, where you put them right over top. Make sense? Cool? So now you've got a bunch of submissions from one side. We're going to give you some more in the next video. I'm going to make this really loud sound now so the camera guy's ears explode. All right? Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button.